James Wilson here. I have here a segment this morning for you on the subject of the sun and its heat and its condition in our lives. It lies on its condition. It's the greatest thing we've ever known. The ancient Egyptians worshipped it throughout times. And some people actually, still today, actually go on and worship it as a god of some sort. Do you worship such a god? Why not? It's said that many people actually devote the sun's rays at certain days and certain periods of time in life, or they even bury their dead. They give birth at such times. It's a creative power and our factor of life in the circle of and the atmosphere where it comes from, the greatest warmth of all. I would like to read something here that's quite interesting to me, as I've known for many years, of course, and I'd like to share it with you folks. But here's an example of what I wrote. The sun is 147 million kilometers away from huge nuclear reactions that convert hydro, great heat. And I save a couple of bucks there, you got some heat going there in the sun. Natural heat, natural energy. Use it. Learn how. Buy my book. At 50 million degrees, you can't get any hotter than that. That's pretty hot. I recommend that you use the sun as a heating process. Your homes, your farms, even for your health. Like you got a cold, just sit out there in the sun. No matter if it's winter time, it'll be 40 degrees minus, or 10, 15, 20 minus Celsius. But you sit out there on a hot turf in the sun. It doesn't matter what if you can be naked. That goddamn sun will you can be naked. Pardon my light, but I have to throw it in a little bit. But the sun will heat you up and clear your chest, clear your body. You'll be warm, but the minute you step off the turf, you'll freeze that butt off. I promise you that much. So what I wanted to do, what I'd like you to do, I'm not a pushing man here, and if you to do is actually buy this here book, share mine. It's a great book, Wisdom, the Four Winds. Much greatness here, and I'm actually being fair here. This book was $179 on the average price and the original price, but I'm bringing it down to $29.95 plus shipping and handling. So please grab what you can. There's only a few left here, and first come, first served sort of thing. So do that if you can, and when you can, and you should. I recommend don't even wait, even if you don't have the money. Use your credit cards. Credit cards are good. You pay them later. Now, if you don't have a credit card, you go to your neighbor, ask to borrow, recommend them, tell them, to buy one also. Not fairness, they should say, well, I suggested this fellow, I recommended him, so you should buy me a book also. And they'll go for that, they'll fall for it. Energy, sun. Most of them, just the sun here. We have all the planets and stuff like that, but this, I recommend the one that. Well, it's all in the book anyhow. What you need to do is understand one thing. You don't get this something regarding the planet and the ozone and all that stuff. Well, it's part of it. The ozone's scary stuff. You want to know what's going on up there, right? You wonder why the weather patterns change. You wonder why we're freezing our butts off in some areas, and it's too hot in some other areas where it's supposed to be cold is hot, or it's hot is cold. Yeah, no, some kind of a god doing that. Well, the sun god. The sun god. The Egyptians worshipped him, and we still do. I like the sun god. When I'm cold, he heats me up. When it's too hot, I turn to the moon for a change. But you got to fluctuate a little bit here. You want to know what I'm saying? Well, keep wondering, because I don't know if I just said something to myself. I wrote this fucking book 25 years ago, and it's been sitting there in that damn ship for 25 freaking years. Now you folks need to buy this book. Before it disappears, it'll fade off. The sun comes through my window and glares on this book every morning. And I look at it and say, what's going on here? Well, how come the sun's always glaring on this book? Because it's a holy book. It's a holy book in its own way. Well, I don't want to do any kind of a god or something. Well, yes, the sun god, I tell you. I tell you, it's the sun god. Now, if you don't hear me right, I'll repeat that again. The sun god. No, you sons of bitches, listen to me carefully. I'll tell you the truth. Buy this book. You got money right now, and if you lose out, it's my fault. No, I don't blame me. I'm offering it for the property. I will live and deliver it. we have a mail structure here where we can deliver things to planets. Like if you live in another planet, well, let's follow that. There's only throw that in there. You heard of Carl Sagan? Well, there's another word before you don't believe in him. Don't trust that guy. Watch out for him. Carl Sagan. No. Always been a crook. I'm the right man for you here on this here subject, the planets. I'm an astrologer. Been an astrologer since I was a child. Can't believe it. It's your fault. You'd be to blame for losing out on this one here. And you want to save money? You want to heat up your homes without costing a freaking dollar from the hydro. The sun. Sometimes it gets so damn hot you can boil your water if you put it in the right place. But I know where that is in this book here. You set your kettle of water somewhere. Or no electricity here now. Just a pail of water or a kettle of water in the right position. It'll boil that freaking water. You get your eggs, put them in a pan, you set them in the right position. It'll fry those eggs. No, I ain't just fucking around here. I'm very serious about what I'm telling you now, you folks. Buy this book. Goddamn. I can't take up more. I'm so excited about getting this book. I'll share it with other people before face. It'll burn. The sun will burn this book. It's been sitting exactly in that area where the sun comes down into it. And I can see it's brownish already. It's already, the sun has tanned it out. It even smells like smoke. Now, see, I had to put this to use here with you folks. I want to share this book with you. Mailing address, Roma Psychic, 954, box letter 5667. And get down under and get your money. If you can't afford it, borrow, beg, steal. Ask your neighbor. If your neighbor don't want to give it, to go in their pocket, take everything. That's how important this is to use. Never mind going, worry about going to jail because you took something from me. You asked for it first and they refused it, you help yourself. I always recommend do ask your neighbor first before you take anything from them. Don't you take that from them just like out there. Don't rob them. I'm not suggesting you rob them. Ask them to say, no, I can't do it. Just put your hand on there and grab it. That's not stealing. That's what they call an act of refusal. And I had to help myself here. I'm desperate. I need the Sun book. I think that's all I want to say on this subject. Actually, I'm getting to the point where I'm getting very angry and disappointed that some of you is that I can tell that most of you don't believe me on this subject, but I'm warning you. You better. The ozone is getting larger and larger by the day. Have you ever looked outside in the window sometimes and say, well, look at the bright sun, and yet I'm freezing my ass off. How come is that? How so? Because you're indoors during this winter time, you're indoors. You got to go outside in the sun. And you'll feel more warmer outside than you are in the freezing home that you're living. Your electricity might be turned off. The hydro may have cut it off. They had no fucking mercy on you. The sun has mercy. It don't cost you one freaking penny except for the, well, you have to buy this book to know how to use the sun. The Egyptians knew how to use it. I remember one fellow there, King Walla Walla. I don't know where he's from. It sounds like a prison, but no, he's not from Walla Walla prison. I may wind up there if I keep this up here, but I ain't scamming you, I tell you. Buy this book. Buy this book. You remember Khufu? And there's a hell of a guy who was his son in the Egyptian public. I think he conspired to knock out King Tut. Remember the boy, King Tut? Well, who doesn't know? I think he conspired Khufu. Buy this book. Listen, Mark, if you want to get some of those books already, I got about maybe 15, 20 in the garage. Your box is full. Now I know that folks are going to call those and stuff like that. Now I recommend that you go and get those books all set up there. And we're going to bring them forth, and we'll have to mail them to the people the best way we can. Now, you want to do me that favor? Will you, Mark? Oh, by the way, folks, sorry, I didn't know we were still on the air, but I could always erase or edit. You won't see the young man there, and he's a good boy. He's helped me work on this book. But he was just a child himself, about 4 or 5 year old. I can't divulge his age right now, but a lot younger than I am, of course. Name is Mark Flynn. Mark Flynn, good fellow. Professor at this point. He's going to college for. He has special studies on what was the subject? What was the subject there, Mark?
Let's see, I forgot that. Wasn't it that there was something with Scientology? No, not Scientology. I forgot now what it was.
Well, the one you remember, you let me know sometime, because if people are waiting for their boxes and they're working for the books and all that. What's the matter with you? You get enough of it?
No, I'm not beginning. I'm trying to figure out the other thing. Anthropology? No, not anthropology. How things work? No.
Say, look, never mind that, Mark. Mark. His name is Mark Flynn. And I'm going to let him keep that name for now, but he's actually a real nutty professor in some ways. He's a good boy, though. He tried to help me on this book here, and he couldn't figure out how far the sun was. He never knew that much how far the sun was. And then he says, well, he contradicted me many times. And, well, he was right a couple of times, but then I pointed it out again, and he says, well, I'm sorry. But how could it have been right? And then I say, I'm sorry, and he was right. Who's wrong here? Well, that's how he is sometimes. He pretends he's right, and then I get confused, and I say, well, okay, you're right. And I look back again and say, no, he's wrong. Isn't that right, Mark?
Okay, so, alright, I tried. Nothing about what me down there, son of it. Where are these books again?
They're in the garage there. Go get them before they soak up. And then we gotta get out here in the sun. The sun will dry them like that. Okay, son? No? Yeah, okay, son. Well, you're not my son. I ain't got no son. But do me a favor. Go pull them out of there and bring them up here to the front, where the heat is, the sun is coming out any time now, and it'll dry up those books real good. And we'll clean up a little bit, dust them off, and box them, or whatever we do, package them, and the folks will come and they'll send us the money. Well, they won't come and send us them, but they can't be here at the same time. Well, which would come first? Well, whatever. Nobody comes in first. If we can't, let them know where we live. That's no good. But what we'll do here is just we'll wait for the money when they send us a check in the mail, or we still have the internet thing.
Yeah.
All right. We'll check the emails. There's any money there. Make sure we'll deal with that company, or whatever they call those companies. They're cash pay, no pay cash, whatever they call it. You know the one.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, never mind. All right, Mark. Thank you very much. And that's all. Well, all right. Oh, I forgot. I don't know if I should keep this here. It's just not right. People don't actually know. Well, you don't have any illegal here. We're selling books. The very good books. Where did you get it? Find it here.
Well, hurry up, because I have one in the garage and get the books.
I know that, son. Look, everything is falling. You're doing that here? Be quiet, son. All right. Now, okay. Here, one more thing I want to mention. If you don't have all the money at one time, which you can do, and I do recommend it, I want to be fair here. Send me half, and you can send me the half later. But send me mostly half, and then the small part later. Like if it's, well, the book is, as I said, how much am I offering it for? Well, I was offering for again, Mark.
Well, $179 book, and you marked it out, you saying what, for $25?
I think it was 50, no. Because to mine now.
Well, why can't, it's your book.
All right, $50. Send me $49 first, and then you can always send me the dollar later at the end. I'm not in a hurry for that one. That'll make it a lot easier on you. Is that fair? What do you think, Mark?
Well, that's not too fair, but I guess the thing don't get no choice, right?
You're a great help. You're a great fucking help. Okay, Mark Flynn. You're very kind of you. Thank you very much, sir. Go to the garage and find the books. Dry them up. Was there anything else?
No.
Then why are you still here? Garage is that way? You have to excuse the books to the young lad there. He's learning. I call him a nutty professor once in a while, but he don't mind. He don't take it too serious. He's a good kid.
Yeah, asshole, you know.
Don't try to be like that, son. I'll smack you.